Hi, friends. My name's Toni Cureton. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Life Skills FYI. Life Skills FYI provides a set of core adult capabilities to manage work, family, and relationships successfully. It's designed to help build the skills adults need for life. Life Skills FYI teaches skills of planning, awareness, focus, self-control, and flexibility. They are daily living skills to promote successful, independent living, skills that every adult should know, but were never taught in school. You can catch Life Skill premieres on Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. on our My Virtual Academy Facebook page. Today, we are going to talk about the proper procedure and etiquette of how to answer a telephone, whether you are in a business setting or in a personal, social setting. So, in recent years, digital communication methods like texting, email, and social media have become the preferred way of contact for many people. In this digital age, the telephone is still a primary communication device for many organizations like businesses, health institutions, schools, and many more. If your role requires you to communicate through phone calls, then it is crucial to learn how to answer the phone properly. The way an employer has their employees to answer the telephone will often form a customer or client's first impression of that organization or company. If you answer the phone in a professional manner, the caller may be more motivated to provide you with their business. They may also feel welcomed to ask you questions and to seek out different solutions and to offer you their loyalty to your organization. Therefore, it is crucial for all employees of an organization to be trained properly on professional phone answering practices. And by answering the phone properly, you show the caller that you respect them and you care about what they have to say. So, many factors lead to a successful professional phone call. While the customer service techniques that you use throughout a call may differ depending upon the organization or the company that you work for and who you're talking to, but answering the phone professionally is typically a standard practice. Here are 10 steps that you can use to help you practice to answer the phone in a professional manner. First, let's talk about how long you let the phone ring when someone is calling. It is courteous to pick up the phone promptly to avoid making the callers wait. Out of respect for the caller's time, try answering a ringing telephone by the third ring, or send it to voicemail. That way, they can leave a message and you can call them back promptly to assist them with whatever their call was regarding. This helps customers keep a very professional impression of your organization because you answer the phone right away. Or if you are busy and in the middle of something, you send the phone to voicemail so that they have an outlet to let you know what it is they're calling about and give you the opportunity to call them back. Next, you should offer a greeting. The standard greeting in most phone calls is hello. You know, it's common and it suits professional as well as social situations. But if you're in a business setting, you might want to add a couple of things to that hello. You might want to greet the customers with the name of your organization. For instance, you can state, hi, my name is Sally Smith, and this is my virtual academy. How can I help you today? That's a simple, typical greeting that, one, lets the customer know that they've dialed the right company, that they've dialed the right number. Because sometimes you can dial the wrong number. And by you greeting them with the name of your organization, it lets them know immediately whether or not they've made the right connection. You could even further go on to say, and by introducing your name to them, it also gives them a reference point. If somehow they get disconnected, they can say, hey, I just called there and I was speaking with Sally. She was very pleasant. Can you reconnect us? That helps them, have a secure, professional greeting. They know where they are. They know who they're speaking with. You can tailor it however you like, but a simple example is good morning. Thank you for calling Dr. Johnson's office. This is Miranda speaking. How can I help you? That is a very professional, standard greeting that would be acceptable in any business profession. Next, speak with a smile. As strange as it may sound, the tone of your voice often changes noticeably when you smile while you're speaking. Monitor your tone throughout a call and challenge yourself to see if you can recognize how, when you speak and say certain words, how different they sound when you just say them or when you say them with a smile. Just now, when I did that, it made all the difference in the world. It makes your call more pleasant. It puts your caller at ease, and it makes them comfortable, and it invites them in to tell you exactly what it is they need, how you can assist them, how they can be helped by you, your organization. So when you're speaking with customers, speak with a smile. It'll change everything. Using this trick will help you maintain a professional, friendly, and positive tone throughout your phone answering process. Next, make sure that you are clear. Clearly enunciate your words. Sometimes there's a bad connection in the phone. Sometimes there are distractions on the other end with the caller, and they may not be able to hear you clearly, but clearly enunciating your words can help you assist callers efficiently and professionally. On the phone, you may have to battle with, like I say, poor phone service. There may be static or interruptions in the background, making it hard for the caller to hear. And so it's important that with the age of technology and some of the difficulties we experience with it, clearly speaking and enunciating your words can help you clearly convey to the caller the information that is necessary and give them full and complete understanding. These factors can sometimes lead to unclear calls. And if you slowly speak and you speak clearly, enunciating your words, it will be easier for the caller to hear what you have to say the first time so that you don't have to keep repeating yourself. Number 5, avoid using slang. In order for callers to understand you, avoid using slang and industry-specific buzzwords rather than using casual phrases like cool and no problem and phrases like that on the phone with clients and customers. Switch them out. and use a more professional language like very well and you're welcome and thank you. Um, Even further, try to avoid using filler words like and like and keep it professional, keep it clear, save just like what I said, keep it professional and keep it clear. Save the slang and the casual wording for personal social occasions. When you're in a business environment, people want to know that they are speaking with a professional so that they will believe that this professional will be able to fully assist them and understand what it is they need. And if the caller calls and you're saying things like, cool, oh, that's cool, or, hey, or like, if you use words like that or other forms of slang, it could make the caller feel that you don't quite understand or even know how to assist them. And it may be off-putting and offensive. So use professional language when you answer the phone. Next, make sure you're positive. Maintaining a positive and upbeat tone can help callers feel welcome and at ease. Try switching out phrases like, I don't know, for a proactive alternative like, you know what, let me see if I can figure this out. Let me see if I can find this information out for you. If answering calls is part of your job, it's likely your duty to assist clients by properly fielding questions and transferring them to different colleagues or department. Make sure that you take this duty seriously and treat your callers with kindness and respect. Don't just, I don't have the answer to that and dismiss them and hang up. If someone calls you, and even if someone was transferred to you incorrectly, they were supposed to go to the marketing department, but instead they were sent to your department, which is accounting. If they ask you a question, instead of saying, you know what, this is the wrong department, I'm not the person you should talk to, find out what it is they want and then try to find out the answer to it and give them the answer, as opposed to constantly transferring their call, because the call could get dropped in transit and now the person never has the answer to the question that they called about, and that might put them off and it might make them take their business elsewhere. So even if the call came to you and the question that is being asked is not in your department, take a minute and try to provide the correct answer to them, and then provide them with the correct number to that department, but also provide them with the correct answer so that they don't feel, that your company or organization is not organized and don't know what they're talking about. Next, ask before you put someone on hold. Before you place someone on hold, ask them for their permission. If your organization is busy or understaffed, clients may experience long wait times before their call even reaches you. This is especially true if your organization screen calls by using an automated system with menus. Therefore, it's important to respect your caller's time from the very beginning. One way you can do this is by asking the individual before putting them on hold and explain why you need to do so, and thank them when they oblige. When they say, okay, sure, you can put me on hold. Thank them. Thank you. Say, thank you. I appreciate you allowing me to put you on hold while I find out the answer to your question or why I research this further. This is a simple addition to your phone etiquette that can go a very long way with a customer, because one of the things you have to remember is people are not calling you for no reason. they have a very valid reason. There is some information that they need, and you're the one that can provide it. So without attitude, take a moment, research, and ask them, is it okay if I place you on hold for one moment while I research this information for you? Next, make sure when people call and you have to take a message. Nowadays, most organizations pretty much all have voicemails. And when you're calling an individual within the company, if that individual is not available or on another line, it will automatically shoot them to the voicemail. But there are some organizations that don't quite have a system like that set up. In that case, you may be obligated to take messages for your colleagues or your supervisors periodically. When you do, make sure that your messages are accurate and that you include all of the details from the call. This can help your colleague pick up where you left off seamlessly with a caller without needing to have them repeat the information. Okay, why was it how can I help you? What is it you need again? Make sure you write all this information down accurately. It makes a better impression. It makes people believe that your organization is, organized and functions properly and things are not overlooked or left out. In general, taking an accurate message can improve your organization's customer or client's operations. People appreciate a company that can work efficiently and effectively. And by you taking accurate phone messages, you demonstrate this. Next, know how to transfer and who to transfer to. Phone systems can be a challenge. Yes, they can. It can be very challenging to use them and make sure that you get the caller to the right department. In order to do this, if you are unfamiliar with your phone system and how it works, practice. Take a moment and practice. You can take your cell phone and call your company's phone and practice transferring calls, practice answering the call, practice the amount of rings that you pick it up on. If you take a minute and practice, you will perfect how to use your phone system. And when calls from clients and customers actually do come through, you will be successful in making sure that the call gets to the department that it is supposed to go to. The transferring function can be, kind of tricky. And it's especially important to be able to properly transfer a call, because sometimes you have clients and customers that are calling for your colleagues that can't call back because they're in a location, they're en route somewhere, or they're in a location where they can't access the phone readily. So make sure you take a moment to familiarize yourself with your company's phone system and practice how to transfer a phone call. Knowing how to use this function correctly, in addition to keeping an updated list of your colleagues and their responsibilities for you to reference, will help ensure that your calls are transferred to the correct individual. Don't just blindly send people to random people in your department. Send it to the right place, because people don't like that. And you will develop a poor relationship or a poor image with your customers and clients by doing that. Next, close your phone calls on a positive note. When you're about to hang up with a caller, Try to end the conversation on a positive note. You can do this by thanking them or wishing them well. This can motivate clients to feel positively towards your organization and make them more comfortable calling in the future to address other requests, questions, or problems. For example, you can say, "Thank you for your call today, Mr. Weston. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day." Um, Other helpful tips that you want to consider when answering the telephone is to save your food and drink for after your call. There is nothing more unprofessional than calling someone and they are chewing or eating in your ear. That is the absolute worst thing. Well, there are probably a couple of other things you could do, but that's one of the worst things that you can do, be eating or drinking on the phone when someone calls you. You have to be professional at all times. Your call is not going to last so long that your hot beverage becomes cold or your cold beverage becomes hot. Just take a moment, sit your beverage down. Just take a moment, sit whatever it is you were eating down, and professionally have a conversation on the telephone with your client or your customers. Speaking with food in your mouth can make your enunciation unclear. And you could be dealing with someone who has hard time hearing, or maybe there's a bad connection and food in your mouth makes the reception of your phone even that much worse. Or maybe you have someone who's calling with a language difference, and so therefore the food in your mouth is not conveying to them accurately what you're saying. It is so unprofessional to eat or drink when you are on the phone with someone, and not just professionally especially, but not just professionally in social atmospheres. When someone calls you, when I call you and you're my friend, I want to hear you eat or drink. That is so gross. I mean, it really is. So that's one of the things that you should never, ever want to do. You can also make sure that you create a professional voicemail message on your phone. There will be times where you won't be able to answer the phone because you're on another line or you're away somewhere. In either case, you want to make sure that your caller gets to your voicemail and can leave a message so that you can get back with them. In advance, prepare for this and create a professional voicemail message and update it frequently. If callers or customers, if clients or customers call, make sure that they leave a message and that they leave a message on a message that is professional. Make sure that you ask them to leave their number, their name clearly, and make the statement that you're going to return their call promptly. Make sure that your message, your text messages, your email, and your social media platforms are proper means of communication, and that there's no replacing your phone call and returning calls professionally. A lot of people use text, emails, social media to communicate, but never use it to the point where you're not communicating effectively over the telephone with your customers and your clients. Make sure that you are reaching out on a daily basis and that you're responding to them as quickly as possible. No matter who's calling, if you will follow these strategies, you will help to ensure a polite and professional impression when you pick up and answer the phone for anyone that is calling you. Well, friends, that is all my time for today. Thanks so much for tuning in to Life Skills FYI. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My number is 586-842-0558. That's 586-842-0558. Again, my name is Toni Cureton. Thank you for tuning in to Life Skills FYI, and remember to always adult responsibly.